Hello everyone, welcome back to One United again. This is our daily transfer show. I'm just gonna ask you guys, are you guys familiar with the movie Tremors? You know, the giant worm that comes out from underground? Because I kinda feel like that's what United are at this moment, in the transfer market, being dormant for like a month and then suddenly bursts out of the scene. It's crazy. Van the Beek seal with it less than 48 hours. Now seriously linked with Thiago. And our headlines report says that Ole wanted Upamecano, right? So it's really been crazy 2 or 3 days at this moment in the transfer window for United. Hopefully there's more good news, but at this moment I'm going to start with our headlines. Before that, please like the video, and of course subscribe if you haven't did so, right? Really appreciate for your support. And of course, leave your comments below. I want to see whatever your opinions. Want to know what your opinions on the transfer window or for this channel in general, right? So I'm going to start with Upamecano. So reports from ESPN's Mark Ogden saying that Ole is not interested. Ole wants Upamecano this window, right? I think general consensus in the world of football knows that Upamecano just signed a new contract with Leipzig, but he has a release clause of around 47 million euros. Next season the clause will be activated, so most people will see that next season is the best possible time to purchase him. But I see Ole might see it, looking at it differently now, because he thinks that the deal, or United feels that the deal can be complete or can be struck with Leipzig this window. I think in the sense that, this is my personal opinion, I think the way Ole look at it, because we've been linked with Badiashile and then Gabriel, right? Gabriel is out, going to Arsenal, and then we submitted a report said that we submitted bids for Badiashile around 25 million euros, but Monaco reject that because they said they want a higher fee, and they didn't quote any, but the word up there is saying that they want a fee that in the region of what we pay Martial, so it's around 50 million, right? 50 million euros. I think that's might be the reason why, when we look at it, maybe we go for Badiashile because, like I said, we think he might be more attainable, much cheaper at this moment, and maybe you might go in for Upamecano next season again. But looking at the situation now, Monaco might want in excess of 50 million euros, right? So if you look at that, Upamecano release cost is 47 million euros. If you want it this window, then you have to pay a bit more than what the release clause is, and I think Leipzig will accept. If you put in around 55-60 million, I think Leipzig will accept. So then you look at Badiashile, they want around 50 million. Might as well we just pay a bit more, extra 5 million, extra 10 million, then we can get Upamecano, which is might be Ole's first choice anyway. So that is my theory, my personal theory, right? And next season, like I said, when his release clause activated, we might see a bidding war. So that 47 million euros might be up to 60 or 65 million anyway. So I think with that thinking, if United do have that thinking as mine, and if that story that we wanted Badiashile and we did submit bids, but they wanted more money is true, I think that would be really smart business, going for Upamecano right now, because I think he's a better player than Badiashile anyway. I think he's the hottest centre back prospect in the world at the moment. He's a beast. I'm really a big fan of him. So if we really do go in for him, I think it will be really good business. I know it might sound it might cost a bit, like I said, 55-60 million euros, but if you're looking at the situation, the scenarios, the circumstance that I've just mentioned, Monaco want a high fee for Badiashile. Next season, if you want Upamecano, we might have a bidding war, so that might jack up his price. Then we just might as well just pay it now. Then we get the player a season earlier, and the good thing is Upamecano has always been a Manchester United fan. In fact, there's a chance for him to go to play for Manchester United in his early days as a teenager, but it didn't materialize because because of family issues. That's what I read. Because the coaches feel that it might put him away from his family because he might not be emotionally stable, right? So they decide against that move. So I think the stars might be aligned a bit here, right, for us to get Upamecano. So, but there's no more credible sources talking about this, just from Mark Ogden. So we wait and see. I'm still waiting for any more concrete updates on this. But it would be really brilliant signing. If United to pull this off, it would be really brilliant business. It would be as good as the business that we did with Van der Beek. Seal it within 2 days. That would be superb. So talking about Van der Beek, he's having his medical. I think it is completed by now. It's just formality at this point, and most people say it will be announced officially this Friday. So look out for United social media and websites who want to look at the announcement video, the unveiling video. Hopefully there won't be any instrument on his unveiling video. Yeah, talking about Van der Beek again. I've been reading through Twitter, Facebook. It's a bit weird, seeing people, can still be negative about this signing. We're being negative all month since the start of the window because I didn't do any business. Then when we start doing business, people still want to get negative. People say it might not be the one that we need. It's not a superstar, not a marquee signing. Look, I see that we want a marquee signing, but in a window you do want to just one or two, or even just one marquee signing, and the rest is you get a really good player to improve your squad. And one of our complaints in our squad right now is that we do have a really good first 11, but the bench is not great. So when United did that business, to improve the bench or the rotation, and people still complain. I didn't get that. That's me is really something that some defense has to be realistic. You have to sometimes stop with the negative thinking. Everything is doom and gloom. Even if we did something positive, you still want to spin it to something negative. I think that's a bit idiotic, especially when you get players good as Van der Beek. Yes, he may not be a immediate starter, right? He may not be a superstar at the moment, but he's young. He can play a decade for us, and he has potential to be world class. And he's very good technically. You look at his stat, 10 goals, 10 assists. Look the way he plays. You have to look at overall. Not just look at something at face value. Oh, he's not a superstar. Oh, he's not going to improve our first 11. We already have Pogba, we already have Bruno. Where will he play? Look, City has. You look at City midfield. Look who they have, right? And then look at their forwards. Who do they have? Loads of options, right? Even Bernardo Silva is not a guaranteed starter. Player as good as Bernardo Silva is not a guaranteed starter in City. I don't see any complaints on that. And then when we buy someone like Van der Beek, suddenly people want to complain. I mean, that is just stupid. Sorry for me ranting there, but I'm just annoyed with all this negative thinking or negative merchant, so to call. Even though we did something very positive, we got a really good play here. I would say a gem. It's just a bargain, a good business that we did. So I think we need to support. I know we all still Glazers out. I think that's not going to change, regardless of who we bought, how good our transfer window would be. But I think we have to look things in isolation. This is a good business, and we give credit because this is Van der Beek is a really good business. It's a really good business deal. It's a really good football deal. So I think all around, hands down to United for getting that deal done, especially as quick as that. So that's a change. Yeah, talking about that as well. I think that's a change in United transfer method or strategy. When we do Van der Beek, no fuss, no drawn out saga. Link, boom, damn, sign, seal, deliver, I'm yours, right? Less than 2 days, right? And the good thing about that, firstly, I'm telling you, no fuss. I just said no fuss. Boom, link, boom, done. Secondly, this is like a kick on the backside to all the Premier League clubs or British club, that like to overvalue or overhype the price of their, British or especially English talent or English player. I'm looking at you, Villa. I'm talking about you, Villa. I'm putting an example of Grealish here, right? So United want a Grealish. I think he's always his first choice, but Villa doesn't want to budge with the transfer fee and want a high fee, 75 million. So what United did, you know what? I think United have learned from the past with Wan-Bissaka, with Harry Maguire. I think they had enough of that. Then they just go and say, you know what? You don't want to reach the price, you're gonna look somewhere else. You know, and they did just that, and now they're in a really good position. If they still want Grealish, they are really in a good position to go back to Villa. Say, you know what? We're still interested, but not as much as before because we already have this guy now. You know, so he's not the priority. So we're gonna give you this much a transfer fee. This is a fine offer. Take it and go. Take it and go. Yeah? So United can do that now. So they put United in a really strong position in negotiation, and this really sends a message or a statement, not just to Villa, but to the I think to the entire Premier League or British clubs or English clubs in the future as well. And if you still overvalue your player, you know, we're just gonna look outside. We don't care. We're just gonna go outside. In Europe, there's a lot of value in Europe. Play as good or even better with half of the price, and we're gonna do that deal. You know, we're not gonna hack. We're not gonna, you know, we're gonna let ourselves held to ransom. We're not gonna get screwed again. We're not gonna play. We're not gonna toy. We're just gonna outside. We're gonna do deal, get it done, and you guys can say bye bye to any money. And the only pity thing is that I feel for the players themselves. Like in this case, might be Grealish, right? So he might be priced out from his dream move to a bigger club. That's a pity thing. So I think in general, I think all the clubs, the English clubs, needs to look back and you know, assess things, evaluate their players again, and put in the right price. Okay, maybe they wanna, because of the Premier League experience, it can be a bit higher. But I mean players like Grealish, come on. If Van der Beek goes for, you know, 40 million, I think max for Grealish is 50. I think that's realistic. I think that's something that English club has to look for. I think that's something that all the big clubs now, top 6 club, so to speak, should do. You know, make it that kind of statement. You know, okay, fine. You wanna overprice your play? We will look outside. You know, so I think if more top six club do what United did, I think that will really, you know, drop down the price to an acceptable level. You know, if it been done consistently. Okay, that's about that. And a bit of what's that? News on Germany. So not news in Germany, a bit of not transfer news, but something related to transfer. Apparently, a flight from Manchester that goes to Amsterdam, right now has landed in not now. I think yesterday has landed in Cologne, Germany. So it was believed that this is a flight that's carrying the United negotiation team, and Matt Josh was in that flight. So after they completed the Van der Beek deal, which is in Amsterdam, which we are to believe, this flight landed in Cologne, and we are not sure yet what happening and why they are in Germany. So, but if they're in Germany, this only can be one of three things, or all together: Sancho, Thiago, Upamecano. At this moment, I'm gonna add Upamecano in that equation as well. But a lot of people saying it is confirmed that United negotiation team is in Cologne. It was them who landed in Cologne. But there's not much info yet on what they are doing there. So I'm just gonna stop there. I'm not gonna speculate anything, but just to say that United are in Cologne, in Germany. And regarding Sancho, I don't have much updates on Sancho yet. Same thing, personal terms agreed. United just need to pay the money. But there are talks, but this is not from a credible source, but I'm just gonna share with you guys, just for info. Say that suddenly United have agreed 90 plus 20 next season, but all of a sudden Dortmund retract back, U-turn, and they said they want all the money up front. So I don't know how true is this. We still just have to wait. I'm still confident that this deal will be done. Even Christian Falk has reiterated again that Sancho really wants to come. It's just a question of money. I think, like I always say, it's just a question of how they structured the payment. I think United have already accepted that it's going to be 120 million euros, but just how they're going to pay. Right? How many up front, how many in installment. Okay, that's on Sancho. On Thiago, again, we are really in for Thiago. Seriously, so saying that we are seriously in for Thiago, but we are more like waiting the opportunity to pounce. If nothing on Liverpool front, then we were ready to pounce. Because at the moment, Liverpool front seems really quiet. Everyone says that Liverpool might even have to sell first before they purchase. And since Bayern wanted a bid this week, they expect to close this deal as quick as possible. If Liverpool do not make any action, I think United will swoop in. And I think Thiago would be willing to come to United. And remember, he did want to come to United at one point during Moyes, but Moyes did not want to take him for any other reason, and he's still best friend with De Gea. So if United really comes in and Liverpool do not counter offer or take action, I think he will be a United player, as long as United willing to pay the money. So just 30 million euros, I don't think that's anything for United, to be honest. Right? Just 30 million euros to have that kind of world-class technician in our midfield rank. Look, if we do get him, my god, our midfield will be world-class. I think we might be one of the best midfield quality and depth in the league. Rival with City. Even better than Liverpool, to be honest. If you look at Liverpool bench, they are all really hard-working players, really good work rate, but in terms of creativity, flair, they don't really have that. If we do get Thiago, now with Van der Beek on board as well, Pogba, Bruno, whoo, superb man, superb, dream midfield. I think one that should challenge for the title. Okay, and lastly, this is something related to, if you look at my headlines, new owner. It's not transfer related, but it's bigger. It's talking about Ortega family again. I did mention this in my previous video. So the Radio El Fuego, that Spanish radio, saying that this is a really big claim from them. I'm not sure how true is this. Still debatable. Still doubts on this, but this is a really huge claim from them. What they saying that, I'm going to read to you guys word for word. We are hearing from an extremely reliable source. A verbal agreement has been reached between the Ortega family and the Glazers family for the sale of Manchester United. That is bold, really huge claim. Our contacts tell us that the Ortega family is still in discussion with attorneys due to the complexity of the current Class A and B share structure in Manchester United. I don't know what the hell is that. So if any one of you who is good in shares or bond or club structure, you can share. You can put it in the comments. We have been told that this deal could take 3 to 4 months to complete. We also hear that the Ortega family has already started planning how they want to run the club. They want to bring a Spanish type structure where there is a president that the fans can vote for. I think that's kind of good. I think that's a good thing. It's still early days, but we have to wait and see what happens. So that's the only source. I have really much doubt on this because no other credible outlet, even the Spanish, picks it up. So we just have to wait and see. But I think that bringing a votable precedent, I think that's kind of good. Okay, so I think that's it for today's video. So I have for you guys today. So again, the headlines. Ole is in for Upamecano. Just have to wait and see. I've said why this might be a really good piece of business, not only in football front, but also in business sense as well. So I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Please like the video. Please subscribe. As usual, as always, thank you very much for joining me. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you. See you next video. Bye-bye.